nice big sigh of relief for lots of people, I'm sure. They can close their laptops down and forget about the week that was. Yeah. Sadly, for a lot of you, you're in your little 5K bubble, so I guess you're going to walk 5 kilometres today in a circle. Today's practice, where are we? We're going into a super slow Saturday. This week we did we rhymed all of the classes with the letter of the week. So we had Men's Mad Monday and Tone Up Tuesday and Wind Down Wednesday, Tummy Tamer Thursday. It was Friday. Oh, Fend for Yourself Friday. Do love a Fend for Yourself. That's tonight for us. I said, Brett, fend for yourself tonight. Super slow Saturday. So it's nice to do something a little bit slow in your practice. So we're going to work through some slow breath work. And what does slow mean for us in terms of this practice? It means that we won't do a vinyasa flow kind of class. The poses will be held, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be easy, does it? Held poses can be quite challenging, particularly if they're multi-muscular. So, big leg work. So, for example, if we had to hold warrior for a long period of time, or a loaded pose, like say holding double lunge, super challenging. We can do it. Let's go. Bit of breath work. Allow yourself just to take the opportunity to slow down with the assistance of your breath. The more that we practice this slow, lengthened breath, and we get to feel the sensations that arise when this breath has this slowness attached to it, and also this length that we create to it. The easier it is for us to drop back into it each and every time that we need it. So we feel with this slow breath a sense of calm. There's absolute stillness with it. There's a quietness attached to it. There's this feeling of being, and we call it being at home, being at peace with yourself. So that when we ever find ourselves in a situation or an environment where we need to calm, we need to settle down, then we just call in on this breath. It's like we dial it up, we phone into it, we tap into it. And with practice, the body very easily drops into this rhythm. Allow the breath to be very delicate, really soft, gentle. So there's no push or pull sensations with the breathing. Just taking our time, letting it come naturally, giving ourselves the time to breathe. Stopping, slowing down. And not rushing. Just take another 3 breaths together here. Again, seeing how slow, how delicate, soft, smooth, steady a breath can be. Wriggling the fingers and the toes to invite back some movement when you're ready. Let the eyes open. If you're sitting with me, let's come down. We'll lie down as we start preparing the body. We will start that by being lengthways down the mat. Good. Walk the legs to your left. Walk the head and the shoulders across to the left. And take the arms overhead and collect the tips of the elbows. Work the right heel away from you. Roll the right hip down to the floor, so we're mindful here that we have the same degree of contact on the mat with our left glute and our right glute. Perhaps a firmer hold onto the tip of the right elbow as we bring the arm further over into the ear. We breathe into now the openness, what we call the spaciousness of the right hand side. Good, relaxing. Transition slowly back into center with the head and the shoulders and the legs. And then move gradually across the right hand side. So it's a slow practice. It also means that our transition into the poses should have, an element of slowness to it as well. Taking time to be perhaps a little more accurate, a little more precise. So when we're slower in our practice, it also gives us that opportunity to be very mindful of the pose. So for example, often in sun sals, they're quite quick, and or even a quick vinyasa. We sometimes find that we're not aligned correctly. The knees not over the ankle, or the shoulders aren't aligned with the top of the mat or wherever they should be, and this leads to injury. Breathe into this whole open left side now. It also doesn't give you a chance to really be in your body enough. Okay, a slow practice, for example, yin. You have nowhere to go, so you have to sit in your body, and you have to feel what's going on, and you have to sense what's going on, whether you like it or not, because you don't get to move on to the next pose for a while. Good. And then just softly release any hold that you might have of those arms. Remember the slow transition as we take time to bring ourselves back to the center. Walk the feet in so the soles of your feet are flat onto the floor, and then walk the feet as wide as what your mat is. Separate the feet and the knees so they're probably wider than your shoulders now. And breathe out, float the knees to the left. Take it slowly. Use the whole of your breath to go down. Breath in. Roll back to center. Breath out, right side. Breath in, back to the center. Breath out to your left. Breathe in center. Breathe out right. Breath in center. Breath out left. Take your time. Synchronize. Hold it here to your left. Take the left leg now to weight the right leg down. Feel both shoulders equally on the floor, on your mat. Try and encourage the right glute to roll down to the floor a little bit more. Release the left leg. Pull your right heel towards your bottom or use your right hand to come down and find it. Grab the ankle. Bring it close to your bottom. Roll this right leg further and further down to the floor or weight it down with the left leg. Find the ribs back on your mat. And feel that deeper stretch across the thigh now. Release the left leg. Release the right ankle. Still back with wide knees. Breathe out, float right. Take the right ankle onto the left leg. Weight it down. Release the right leg. Bring your left hand to grab hold of the left ankle and pull it in. Find that left knee pulling down towards the floor. Add some resistance to it if you wish by weighting it down with your right leg, but keep the heel pulled into the bottom so you deepen the stretch into the quad. Ribs stay down. Try not to let them flare up to the roof. Release the right leg, release the left leg, bring them back parallel to the floor here. Inhale. Use all of the exhale to tilt the pelvis back and come up into your curl. Take your time. You shouldn't get to the top of your lift until the end of that exhale, and then you get to stay here for all of the inhale. And then slowly coordinate the exhale and your lowering down. One more the same way. Inhale. Exhale, tilt back. Feel each of the vertebrae come off the floor. Feel the contact of your feet on the mat. Equally pressing into the mat. Stay for the whole of your breath in. Slowly lower on all of the breath out, finding the connection of each vertebrae. block into the knees. One block by your side. Press into the block. Breathe out. Tilt back. Use the whole of the breath to curl up slowly. And then hold the lift and continue to press the knees into the block. Hold it. Take the block then in your hands underneath you like you would for bridge and press your two hands into the short edges, the short sides of the block. Stay with the rhythm of your breath. Remember the slowness of each breath. Stay with it. Feet are equally pressing down. Legs are equally pressing in. Hands are equally pressing into the blocks. Hold it. Two more breaths here. Two more slow breaths. Inhale and exhale at the same length. Release the whole of the hands of the block. Slide the block out. Ease slowly to the floor. Back to neutral. Block on the floor underneath the left foot. The other block's off to the side, it's okay. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back. Start to peel away from the floor. Press the foot into the block and the floor. Hold here, inhale. Press firmer into the block. Raise the right leg up. Extend the right leg up. Bring the block back in underneath the hands and press. Try not to let that breath become rapid. Keep it slow. Two breaths to go. Slide the block out. Don't rush down. Exhale, down, down, down. Foot to the floor. Waddle the block across. Exhale, curl up. Take the whole of the breath. Raise the left leg up, bring the block in underneath the hands. And press into the short edges of the block. Keep pressing the right sole of your foot into your block. And keep that nice slow rhythm of your breath. Two more breaths. Two more long, full breaths. Don't rush out. Pull the blocks off to the side. Breathe out, bring each of the legs up to the floor, knees to 90. Bring the legs together for me here. Arms slightly out to the sides. Breathe out, gradually take the knees out to your left. Use all of the breath out. right down to the floor. Keep that right shoulder on the floor. Slow, slow, slow. Stay there for the whole breath in. As you breathe out, glue the legs together and pull the legs all the way back to center, slowly, with effort and intention. Hold it here. Just take a breath. Breathe in, the whole breath goes down to the right hand side. Don't rush them. Synchronize. Take them all the way to the floor. They don't go down to the mat. That's okay. Take them to rest onto a block. Breathe out, glue the legs together. Keep pulling the bottom leg. The right leg keeps pushing into the left leg to give you the power for the breath out to float back to center. Now use all of the breath in, no rest, to come out to the left-hand side. Don't let gravity push you down. Use some control. Again, remember, park them onto a bolster or a block. Exhale, push the legs into each other. There's your power source to slowly rotate the legs or the trunk to bring the legs back to center. You'll know the inhale heads you down to your right. Take your time. The breath out brings you back. All of the breath, bottom leg, right leg pressing, but not rushing. One more inhale. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale when you come back. Pushing bottom leg to top. Knees to chest. Hold it. And pull the knees in nice and deep. Separate the knees. Let the legs come either side of the ribs. Hook the elbows around the knees. Happy baby as we flip the soles of the feet to the ceiling. Grab hold of the soles of your feet. Find the thighs sliding down the side of your ribs now. Continue to press through your heels. Find that opening in the back of the hamstrings. Close the soles of the feet together here. Hold on to the feet, let the knees push away from the body. As we come to that lying version of butterfly. Lower these feet to the floor. lying butterfly, a little lower. And then as we keep the soles of the feet, this is going to be a little more challenging now, so again we're going to have to drop back into the slow breath here. The feet press in together, but now we're also going to lift our glutes, our bum up off the floor, okay, into elevation. Your glutes are going to work for you here. Okay, your bum's muscles are going to be super tight, super contracted. Take the breath in. Press into the feet as you breathe out, press and lift, and hold the elevation. Keep pressing the feet into each other. Keep the knees apart. So this is like an elevated butterfly pose. As you keep pressing into the feet, see if you can keep lifting and rising. Two more breaths with me here. Ease the spine. Slowly back down into the floor. Draw the knees together. Grab one block. So, just so that you know, what we were just doing is that we were obviously working the glutes, and these legs are opened out. We call that the external rotation. So we're working the external rotators. So just so that we don't imbalance ourselves, we're going to work the internal rotation, internal rotators. So these muscles go, obviously send our legs inwards. We'll need our block to do this one. And take the legs up. Keep squeezing into the block. Let your ankles and your lower legs pull away from each other. You should feel this sensation like the legs are, the inner legs are sort of spiraling inwards. I'm just really mindful that when I work things for you, that I make sure that I do the opposing working muscles as well. Otherwise we end up with this massive imbalance in the body. And this is how injury occurs. Keep pressing into the block with the legs. Keep feeling as though you can pull your ankles away from each other, rotating the legs outwards. The lower legs are rotating outwards. They rotate outwards, but the upper legs, your thighs are rolling inwards. Okay, a little bit of a weird kind of concept, but trust me on this one. Squeeze that block. Dial into that breath. When it gets hard or challenging, the breath's going to get rapid. Two breaths to go. Close the legs in. Release the block. Breathe out one leg at a time. Take them down to the floor. Left ankle onto the right knee, figure four. This is just to ease out that hip for us. Slowly move the right foot to meet the mat, uncross the legs. When you're ready, we'll switch it. Right ankle onto the left thigh. Doing the same for me here again, picking that left foot up off the floor, gradually drawing the knee to chest. Release and bring the knees to chest. Okay, I want us to very slowly rock up to sit, knowing you're going to come into Navasana elbow pose. Rock, hold for me here. Notice the slowness that you can re-invite back into the breath, because we need that slow breath to support us as we begin to hold Navasana. Lighten the grip of the legs, dive a little bit deeper into that navel to spine, release the arms, then out in front. Lift the legs slowly to 90. Again, slow with the breath. Keep the gaze really still and your concentration very much focused on a point, a dot, a speck. Lower the soles of the feet slow. Keep that angle there in that spine. Breathe out, gradually pull up. Rest here. Walk the hands behind, fingers point towards your bottom. Bend your elbows like you're going to do a tricep push-up. You know where this is leading you to. Inhale, lift to open the chest, straighten the spine but not the arms. Now straighten up the arms fully. We're going into tabletop. Actually, you know what? Bring the block between the knees for me on this one. If you can tabletop, press equally through all pads of the fingers. Keep the arms long and straight. Keep pressing into your block. Synchronize with your breath. Two more breaths here. Ease slowly. Feet back together, legs back together. Hands underneath the backs of the legs, lengthen the spine. Breathe in, hinge away. And breathe out, release the arms. Breathe in, slide the toes. And breathe out, lift the legs. Grab one block, place the block on your shins. Collapse the block, breathe out, tap the toes to the floor, keep the angle. Breathe in, pull up. Breathe out, place the blocks either side of your, to place, I'm just thinking, you will need it there. Okay, let's go back, let's bring the block between the knees. Spread the fingers and lift. Armpits are pulling away from the floor. We know the alignment of the wrists, the elbows and the shoulders. A little bit of contact into that block with the inner legs. And when it starts to challenge you, go back, find the breath. It is the most powerful tool you own. It will get you through anything. It will control your mind. Breathe out slow. Slowly. Take the block where it is. Take the block in the hands. Other block into the hands. Press block into the hands, or hands into the block I should say, and knees hinge back now. Toes. Breathe out legs. Breathe in higher arms. Three breaths. Only arms down to chest. Breathe in toes. Breathe out to come back up. Forward to knees, rest. Breathing in as we draw back up, come around to all fours. Hands and knees. Take your time on the exhale, curl to cat. Remember synchronizing every breath with the slowness of your movement. Cat cow. Find the belly working on cat and the back stretching. On the cow pose on the inhale, feel your belly soften and draw down to the floor. Back extends, shoulder blades draw together and down the spine. Cat, exhale, work your belly. Widen your shoulder blades. Find the complete opposite as you inhale. So that means the shoulder blades need to draw together and down. The belly needs to flop towards the floor. It's stretching now. One more. Exhale, cat. Draw up into the core. Widen across the shoulder blades. Relax the belly. Stabilize the back. Shoulder blades down together. Good. Back to flat back or back to what we might call neutral. Left leg leads behind you. Breathe it in. Breathe out. out, bring the knee to the forehead. All of the breath slow. Inhale, leg. Exhale, forehead. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold the last one in extended leg. Right arm, slowly release it out. Long, full, slow breaths. Right hand slowly in. Control it as it tucks behind or threads behind the left. Take your time, don't rush. You will lose your balance. Hold here. Inhale, straighten the arm. Hand to the floor. Knees to mat. Right leg behind. Breathe out, right knee in. Breathe in behind. Breathe out, pull in. Last one to hold out. Breathe in, left arm releases. Left arm slowly threads. Take your time. Put the right foot on the floor if you need it. Hold, hold, hold. Long, slow breaths. Breathe in, bring the left arms through. Two knees together. Breathe out, back to child's pose. Come to all fours, inhale. Toes under, down dog, exhale. Look down at those feet. See them hip distance apart. Push the mat away from you. Drop down into that deeper connection into the shoulders. Shoulders slide down the back. Hips get to go further back to the wall behind you. Heels drop a little lower to the floor. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. all of the breath. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg behind, three-legged down dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, step forward. Hold, 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 hold. Plant the back foot so it's flat. Tuck the left hip into your body. Left hand to the floor or to your block. Right arm unfolding into side angle. Hold it. Keep the breath. Wrap the arm around the back. Flip the left hand through. Hold for me in the bind. Hip, tucking that left hip in, snug into the hip socket. Plug it in. Don't roll in on those arches. Check in the little toes are on the floor and there's a slight lift in your arch. Breathe out, bring the two hands either side of the foot. Pivot onto the back foot, so you're on the balls of the feet. Open the left arm up towards the ceiling. Take your twist the other way. Breathe out, jump the right arm over the leg. Prayer position with the hands. Breathe out, both hands to the floor. Back dog to down dog. Let the heaviness anchor the heels down. Breathe through this left leg. Plank inhale. Down dog exhale. All the breath, all the movement. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Plank inhale, slow, slow, slow. Down dog, exhale, slow, slow. Right leg lead behind. Use the breath out to bring the right knee to your belly. Softly step forward to the front of your mat. Low lunge. Making sure the knee and the ankle are directly above one another. Right hand onto the floor, pivot, plant the left foot, open up into your side angle. If you can bind, wrap the left arm around, right hand through. Tuck that right Checking in arches. Checking in chest as a revolving around to the seat. Hands back onto the floor. Pivot around the other way. Right arm opening up. Both hands coming to prayer. Breathe out, both hands back onto the mat and down dog. Stretch the mat away from you. Feel weight in the heels. And breathe in, plank. And breathe out, knees. Back to child's pose here. Wrap the arms by the sides of the body now. Breathe in, press through the shins. Draw into the belly, colon slowly until you stand. Take a moment to bring in your balls down. Or head down into Shavasana. Into your little relax here. This will be very well earned, your Shavasana in this one. It'll feel quite delicious after quite strong held poses. We didn't work into rigorous, athletic, dynamic work, but it was very strong, intense, muscular contraction. A lot of isometric work there. And take a moment just to soften the whole back body into the floor, into your mat. Come back and sense that slowness of each breath here. Feel the body just letting go here. Particularly softening on that exhale, where you just get to release and own time. Take a moment just to roll and be on the side that feels comfortable for you to rest. As you bring your weight gradually up into sitting, we'll get to meet here, the hands of the heart. As we gently bow our head towards our hands, we close together, I guess in a unified way, to show gratitude for the practice, but also to show gratitude to all those who have taught us within this practice. We get to close with Namaste. Namaste. There we go. Happy Saturday, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Stay strong, stay positive. It's not the end of the world. I know sometimes we think it is. It's easy to get wrapped up in it. I was speaking to one of you guys, one of the students the other day, messaged her, and I said to her, you know, don't get caught up in all of the hype and the media of it all, because she was feeling really overwhelmed and anxious. They intend to do that. That's what media does. It's to sensationalise things. And I know they report, and some parts of it's very good. But if you're a little bit vulnerable and you are a little bit anxious and overwhelmed, hearing more doom and gloom doesn't help at all. It will make you a lot worse. Come to your mat. Take some breaths. Happy with those breaths today. Just when you drop into it, you go, you know, everything's going to be okay. And it is. We know it will be. We'll get through this, and we will get to be out there more than your 5 kilometres for some of you, and more than 10 for others. But be grateful for what we have, which is this blessing that we see straight out those windows today. In fact, is that we do have clean, fresh, beautiful air. We have sunshine. We have so much to look forward to. So go out and enjoy every minute of it. Be with all your loved ones. Spend time with them and enjoy. I will see you on Monday.